up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's our tarot card, and we are looking at the Hierophant. So that's what my Mystic Mondays card looks like. If I can find it in my Weaver deck. Probably should have done this out earlier. To be honest, I didn't think I'd be showing you guys. Shall we? No. There it is. It looks like that. Ooh, pretty. So not a whole heap looking different. A whole heap looking different. Not a whole heap looking the same. If we want to get our words right. Cool. Now they don't want to go back in the box. So, what's it mean? What's it mean? Excellent question. There's my Mystic Mondays book. Let's find what it means in the Weaver. Because it does have slightly different readings in both. Okay, so I'm going to read the upright first, and then we'll read the reversed. So the upright in the Mystic Mondays, I put my Weaver card away. Why did I do that? Cool. Alright, so I will hold the card up so you can look at them and stuff. Very pretty. Alright, so for this card, or out of this deck, the keywords it gives me are conventional, institution, and tradition. And it reads, stay woke. The Hierophant calls on you to honor the traditions of your life, whether large or small. Honoring rituals can help you feel grounded. At this time, you're drawn towards joining a group, community, or organizations that have certain rules you'd have to follow. By joining these groups, you will broaden your scope and expand your knowledge. Strength in numbers allows you to feel a sense of acceptance, unity, and identity. Look to your lineage of ancestors or religion to shine light on the wisdom of the past. The Hierophant guides you on your spiritual journey through unity in community, rituals with rules, and structure in society. Be prepared to absorb as much information as you can. Higher learning leads to better understanding of your higher self. Battery's running low. Cool. So yeah, that's a pretty good one. Now for the Weaver, why not? We'll go different sides of my face for them. So its keywords that it gives, it actually gives us 4 of them instead of 3. All of the ones in the Mystic Mondays deck only have 3. But the Hierophant here is about teaching, study, tradition, and dedication. It says here, and I believe this is all just on the one page. Yes, it is. The Hierophant can often be a challenge for witches and New Agers. Talking about New Age, spirituality practitioners, just being shortened to New Agers. Traditionally, this card represents convention in all its forms, in particular within spirituality. So, for example, it says the church. In reality, the Hierophant embodies the growth that comes through rigorous practice. There are no shortcuts here, and sometimes we have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. We have to trust that sometimes traditions are long-standing for a reason. They work. The Hierophant indicates that it may be a good time for you to dedicate yourself to a new area of study and seek out a trusted teacher or teachers. If you're feeling called to share what you have learned, this card could be encouraging you to pursue teaching in some form. This card also often finds people who need structure and tradition in their practice. Now, it is probably worth noting, particularly for the Weaver one, a Hierophant, as sort of determined by at least dictionary.com, is sort of essentially, I'm not going to be going verbatim here, but it's essentially someone who interprets the quote-unquote word of God. So where a prophet is the one spreading the word, the Hierophant is the one receiving the word sort of from the source. If you know what I mean, like the divine speaks to them, they tell the prophets, and the prophets go out and spread the word. That's why a lot of these talked about like higher callings, teaching in some capacity, because the Hierophant is essentially a step above the high priest or the high priestess, or for this deck, the high sage. So yes, cool. Now some inversed, some upside downies for the Mystic Mondays deck: Rebel, Maverick, and Confinement. So like a sense of confinement. It says, let that rebellion roar. You're breaking free from the norm and challenging the status quo. After feeling confined by all the rules that have been placed upon you, you're choosing to go your own way, whether the people around you like it or not. This is a time when you are questioning society's rules and regulations with a realization that all's not as it seems. Just because you were told to hold... That's not how that goes. Just because you were told how things were done a certain way does not mean that there are no other ways to do them. The Hierophant reversed can also present an authority figure in your life who has a very controlling way of asserting themselves. Be wary of this person, as they may force you to conform to rules you want to break, seeing your need of freedom as a threat. Choose your battles wisely. So that's that one. And it's interesting that it said that, you know, it might be referring to an authority figure in your life when the card before it is literally the Emperor, which is the authority card of the deck. So very interesting that it's like, oh yeah, no, there might be like an authority figure in your life that you're just not getting along with. Yes. Also interesting to note, the Hierophant is the card that rules Taurus. So where Aries is the Emperor and therefore likes to be the boss, you know, they're the first one. We know what an Aries ego is like. Taurans are more like, well, like, I'm gonna do things my way. They are an earth sign, so they're very reliable, very sort of grounded people, but they're a fixed sign, so they're very stubborn, they're very set in their own ways, because they think that they've got the most practical way of doing things. And both, if that doesn't just emulate that Aries ego on a different level, I don't know what does. Alright, for this deck, getting this one upside down, speaking of Taurus, with the moon low-key looking like horns there. Alright, so upside down. When the Hierophant reversed finds you, it's an indicator that you may have too much rigidity in your life. Convention can stifle creativity and intuition. It's important and vital to growth that your compass lives within you and not outside you. When it comes to your spiritual path, don't feel like you need to follow rules in order for it to be valid. Do what works for you. Which, yeah, questioning the general rule of things. Very Tauran thing to do. A very Tauran thing to do. But yeah, that's all I've got for this video. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new. Don't forget to ring that little notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And then, yeah, until next time, guys, keep your head screwed on.